guys, it's Lolly. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be talking to you guys about my brushes that I use on a daily basis. There's a mixture of everything. There's a mixture of brand new brushes that I've been using, but I'm exploring, and then there's brushes that I've been using for a long time and I love and I go to all the time. So if you're interested in finding out more, please stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to talk first about my face brushes that I use. There's two for each category, if that makes sense. Actually three if you count this little sponge. So speaking of sponge, I'm going to start with my foundation stuff. This sponge is the Real Techniques sponge basically, and I use this for my foundation. You just wet it and you just dab your foundation around. So that's the blender or sponge. The next one I'm going to talk about is my Morphe E34. This brush is called their tapered blush brush. However, I don't use it for blush. I use it for my foundation. I love how the feel of it on my face. It's really soft. It's synthetic, I believe, bristles. So the product isn't going to stay on this brush. It's going to go on your face. You dab on the product, you dab on the product, and then you put your foundation on, and it's great. It stays on, and it's great. I love this brush for that reason. Blush, I mean, I could try and use it for blush, but the first thing I thought when I got it was, oh, this would be a good foundation brush. So that's why I got it. Another foundation brush that I use often is the Bare Minerals Smoothing Face Brush. Now this brush has dual fibers. So there's some of the fibers are longer than the others, and the ones that are shorter just help make the brush a little bit denser and a little bit more compact, and so it's great. I love it. When you take the product, you take it up here, and it doesn't take a lot of product, but it goes a long way. It makes sure that your foundation is spread out evenly and very nicely, and I really like this brush. So that's for foundation. Now for setting of the face. I've been using, in the past before I started doing a lot of makeup, I would use any brush, Real Techniques or E.L.F. or whatever. But lately I've been on the Morphe bandwagon, hence the foundation brush I use. So I got another Morphe brush, the E3. This is they call this their precision pointed powder brush, that's what it is. It's precision pointed. It's pointed, and it's precision, I guess, because you want to reach certain areas. I use it for under here, and I use it for all over the face really, but mostly for setting my concealer, and it's great. I love it. I never thought that it would be this easy to set your concealer and your foundation, because this is the brush that I was using before for all that stuff, and it's a huge brush, as you guys can see, and look at that. It doesn't really, I mean, it's not really too good for what I wanted it, but this brush is great. Again, it's the E3 from Morphe. Morphe also has this set called 751, and that set has a bunch of different brushes, probably 15 or 12 brushes. This brush comes in there. It's their rounded, it's a round powder brush, and that's basically what it is. It's just a powder brush, and it's round, and it's great. I really liked it. I'll use it a lot. I reach out for it a lot more than my other brushes, but yeah, it's great. Again, it's very soft bristles, synthetic again, and just the product just goes on your face very lovely, and it's a good powder brush. So now for blush, I use two different brushes. This brush from Real Techniques is their multitask brush. You can use it for many different things. You can use it for powder if you want. You can use it for contouring if you want, or blending. I use it for my blush. It's great. I just dab on the blush, and it just fits perfectly in the areas that I want blush there. I really like it. I've been using it for a couple years now. No, for a long time actually, more than that. And it's pretty much my go-to brush for blush. But in that 751 set that I was talking to you guys about for Morphe, this one comes with it. It's their tapered angled blush brush. It's great for blush, just because it's angled and it hits all the right areas. It's great. It's really soft and I love it. I love it. And now this is just their tapered powder brush. And it's great, it's great. I use it more for blending the contouring and blending, you know, around my face when I see harsh lines. And I love it. I love it for that reason. So there's that. I also have, out of that, this 751 set, honestly, is great. I love it because it has so many brushes that that I could have bought individually from like the elite line of the Morphe or whatever, but it has them all there, so I don't really need to buy it. And I bought it for like $20. This set, it supposedly retails for like $119 or something like that, and it's on sale. It was on sale during the holidays for $19.99, and now I looked it up the other day online, and it was $59. So I pretty much got a steal, and I got a bunch of brushes that I'm using on a daily basis. So this brush is their Oval Fluff, and I use this for contouring. I use it for powder and cream contouring, and it's great because it fits right there, you know, it fits perfectly, and it's, again, I keep saying the word soft, but it's really soft, and it feels so nice on my face. I really love it. So yeah, there's that one. And then I also use this, the Real Techniques contour brush. Before I bought these, this is the only one I used. And it still is. I just have to really clean it because I got this contouring powder the other day that kind of, actually no, it's not a contouring powder. It's a MAC blush that I used to have a long time ago, the Blunt blush. And for some reason, I put it on here to see what it, kind of like swatch it or whatever on my face and my skin. And it's like this ugly red kind of brown color. I didn't like it at all. But now my brush is kind of ruined, so I gotta really clean it up. But anyway, this is the brush that I use for contouring as well. And now for highlight, I just use a fan brush. This is the Eco Tools Deluxe Fan Brush, and I love it. I just put the product on, I sweep it here, wherever I need highlight, that's where I do. I used to use like a dual fiber, like this Real Techniques one, and then I used to squeeze it up. Thanks to Candy Johnson. This is what I did for a lot of the things, for a lot of highlighting, because that's what she showed a long time ago. That she showed this. She's like, well, you don't really need a fan brush. You just squeeze it really tight, and then just, you know. And it was true, and it saves you from having to buy a fan brush. But I wanted a fan brush, so I bought this one, and it's really nice. You can get it at Walmart, you can get it at Target, you can get it I think you can get it at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Eco Tools, and yeah, it's a great fan brush for highlight. If you're a makeup artist and you're watching this and you want to let me know what makeup artists use this for besides highlighting, please let me know. That's it for my face brushes. So now I'm gonna go on to my eye brushes. I have a few, almost as much as my face brushes, but they're obviously a bunch of different uses for these brushes. What the brush is intended for, I don't necessarily always use it for that purpose, just like my face brushes. So I'm gonna start with my Real Techniques setting brush. I actually use this for what it is. It's setting, and I set under eye. And I know that I said that I use my E34 for setting under my eyes. I do. However, not E34. My E3. But I use this also for setting my eyes. I also use this mostly for blending in my concealer. It's great. It's small enough to where it does the job, but it blends it very nicely. So yeah, my Real Techniques setting brush. I also use the Flawless Concealer brush from E.L.F. This is also kind of similar. It's not as long or pointed as the Real Techniques brush, but it goes in there as well, and it does a great job. I love it, and when I can't find my Real Techniques brush, I reach out for this one. So on to the next, I'm going to talk about eyeshadow brush, and this one comes in the 751 set that I had told you guys about that I got from Morphe. It's just basically an eyeshadow brush. That's what I use it for. I use it to pack on the eyelid color, but I also use it to kind of like contour my nose or try and contour my nose with some cream highlighter. I know I should be using something a little bit flatter, but for some reason I can manage this. I just flatten it up a little bit and I manage it pretty well, and it does a great job. So I use it for two purposes: my eyeshadow and sometimes my nose contour. Another brush that I'm loving right now is the E22 from Morphe. This brush is, what is it called? It's a pointed blender. That's what they advertise it for. And it blends very nicely. But I like to use it to pack on the color on kind of like the outer V. And I take the color on one side and I just dab, 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 dab. And it's great. It's wonderful for that because it's got a point. It's got a point, so kind of like my my brush that I use for my face, it just is precise to that area right here, and I love it for that reason. I use it every day. Every day that I put makeup on, I use this because I don't put makeup on every day, but every time I put makeup on, this is what I use now. And along with that, I use the M441 from Morphe. This is their blending brush. I love it. I use the Real Techniques blending or eye brushes or whatever, and I try to use some blending brushes that I bought from Sephora, but I've never been able to blend properly. And I feel like with this brush, I'm a natural. I've been able to blend, and it's great, and I love it, and I love the way it looks, and just everything about it. I love it. It is, I believe it's goat hair. I think it's goat hair. I'm pretty sure it's goat hair. So you know, a little bit goes a long way. Just dab a little bit and just keep going like wiper motions, and then round wiper motions, and then around wiper motions, and just keep going. Oh my gosh, it's the best blending brush I've ever used. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not. And it was only like $7, $8. I'm not sure. I don't remember how much it was. But it's super cheap. Online. Morphe. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. So along with this one, I'm going to talk about the M433, which is also a blending product, but a blending tool, but it's a fluff. I don't know the difference between a fluff and a brush. And I love this also to like put color right under my eyebrow, and I'm blending as well, and blending outside here. I love it. These two brushes honestly have changed my eye makeup game forever. Seriously, they really have. The next brush that I'm going to be talking about is the E18, which is Morphe's round crease brush, and I'm not talking about Morphe brushes. These are the brushes that I'm using. So it's E18, and it's a crease brush, a round crease brush, and it's great for the crease. It's great to put, you know, color here. I use it mostly for my probably one of the better ones I've used. Yeah, so for those purposes. And then the little baby one, the little brother or sister or whatever it is, the E36 detail crease. So if this is the crease brush, this is a detail crease, which also you can use in here, which is even tighter line right here, and you can also use down here to kind of smoke that area out, and it's great for that. It's crazy because these two and these two are just like brother and sister. I love them. Then the next that I'm going to be talking about is the M150. The M150 is an angled shadow brush, and it's just what it is, an angled shadow brush. It's just, you know, it's at an angle, and it gets your outer V perfectly. Like you get the color and you set it right here, and then you start moving in, and that's what I use this for, and it's great. Yeah, it's kind of like I use this for kind of the same thing that I use this, but this is if I want less color, I'll use this. If I want more color to like kind of smoke it out more, I use this. And then for my eyebrows, I have this Sigma brush that came with a kit, an eyebrow kit that I bought from them a long time ago. And this end is the E75 and this end is the E80. And I just love this brush. It's great. It's not so packed and so dense that it's so hard. I've tried other dual-ended brushes for the eyebrows, and the end here, the bristles tend to be tough and stiff, and I didn't like that. This is really soft. This is really nice, and it doesn't hurt. So and it applies lovely. And then the spoolie, you know, it's just a spoolie. So, and that is that for my eye brushes. So those are the tools that I use on a daily basis pretty much to put makeup on. Everything that I use, I'll be linking down below. If you guys like this video, please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me some comments down below and ask me some questions if you have them. Any ideas that you might have for future videos. Alright guys, well it's been great. Till next time, bye.